reminder just of that table. We knew Portugal were already group winners, Turkey go through and Georgia go through. And here's what they go through to. So you can see all the fixtures there in the round of 16 and once again the road to the final. Such an incredible night for Georgia. We keep going back to this. They now take on Spain. 9 points they got from a possible 9 as well. But your fellow pundits have raised question marks over their defence. So any chance to the debutants?
Yeah, I wouldn't be overly critical of the defence. I'd compliment them in terms of their whole defensive structure. A lot of conversation about Willie Sagnol coming into this competition.
No, the Spanish defence. Is it like
the Spanish defence.
Yeah.
Oh, there is. I wouldn't say weakness in the Spanish defence. I don't think they've got a strong central defensive pairing. Laporte and Lenormand, I think, and potentially Nacho will come in there. I don't think it's the strongest they've ever had, but they have a real balance in the centre midfield, the Spanish, and a real threat up front, Williams and Yamal off the flank. So their quality is really in those midfield and forward areas of the pitch. But Georgia, collectively, great mentality, have a cutting edge high up the pitch. They've got a goal in them. Some of these minnows, you look at the defensive structure and you say, well, it'd be easy to break down, but they haven't got a goal in them. These do. As far as Skelia and Miku Tadze obviously can score, and they're playing with confidence, so that gives them hope. You giving them hope?
Well, going back to Spain, I mean, they've really lit up the tournament, haven't they? And my only question leading into the tournament was the Spanish are quite a young squad, quite a young team, and now they're getting to the knockout stages. Will that pressure get to these young players? It doesn't look like pressure gets to them at all. But I mean, Georgia again, it's just a fascinating story, isn't it? To get out of the group stage, it's a brilliant day for them. I mean, getting the goal today after 2 minutes was the perfect start for them, wasn't it? Gave them something to hang on to, and it won't be easy, but you can only see Spain going through, I think, really.
Let's talk about Portugal. Obviously, they knew they didn't have to get anything of the game today, but we did mention before that Cristiano Ronaldo, you all insist, picked himself to play this game, even though most others were rested. Now, he has now made history in that it's the first time ever in all the major tournaments he has played where he has failed to score in the group stage.
Yeah, phenomenal stat, but I think your biggest job as a manager, if you're managing a team that Ronaldo plays in, is to manage Ronaldo. And I think the discussion, you'd love to have been a fly in the wall when he'd sat down with his staff and, in my view, made a very sensible, prudent call. Empty the bench, play as many of the squad players as you can, make everyone feel involved, get them playing competitive games because it could all be needed. It's a no-brainer from my view. But why play a fella of his age at his stage of his career? You surely would say, listen, save your legs, give someone else a game. You can only assume that Ronaldo insisted on it.
But that he could claim leadership. I wouldn't imagine there was a whole lot of leadership out there from Portugal. He did kick the bottle as he was going off the pitch.
Him come off, he's frustrated. I don't know if that's because of the result or he's not scored or whatever, but he's broke every other record. Maybe it's a record he doesn't want tonight that he's broken now. But he's a phenomenal player. But at 39 years of age, there's no reason for him to play tonight. It's just he should have been feet up and sort of a bit of a support act, really.
Yeah, he's too big. He's too big a presence or a character or a personality in that team. I think if he wanted to play, I just don't think the manager has the wherewithal to go against him.
Yeah, but Joanne, you spoke about leadership. Sometimes the leadership is taking a step back out of the limelight. Yeah. And a leader there tonight for me would look at Gonzalo Ramos on the bench, hasn't had a minute of game time, and say, you know what, let him have the limelight tonight. I'll take a step back. I know I'm going to be on the team sheet for the last 16 games. It's about the team, it's not about me.
Do you ever think Ronaldo's ever taken a step back in his whole career? He's not going to change. That's probably why.
I think that's why you have to question his leadership a little bit. He leads in the way he performs on the pitch and the high standards he sets for himself. But leadership's more about that. It's about the whole dressing room and everybody in it.
OK, well, we're nearly out of time. So given that we have seen absolutely everybody make their way through the group stage, from what you've seen, you get a chance to change your mind if you want. Who are going to be European champions?
Well, I can't go from flop of the campaign in Spain to winners, so that would really be bad on my punditry
You can do
career.
it if you want. If what you've seen changes your mind.
But I did say I was going to go for France from the start, and I don't really see him changing. And yeah, people will say they've not let the tournament up. But again, Kenny mentioned Deschamps, these players. I always look at the bench as well. The strength that they have, France is just phenomenal. And I really think now they'll kick on. And for me, if anyone beats them, they'll win it.
I'm in the same position. That my flop at the tournament were England, because I thought they would.
You're doing all right then, no?
Yeah, I know, but I thought they would be the team that would come nowhere near the expectations that were set for them beforehand. So far, they've done it, but the draw has opened up for them in a they have the
So
potential now
sorry,
to go
because I asked you to
deep.
call your champions. Are you
England
calling
to win it.
England as champions?
win it.
No,
England.
no.
Well, that's who you're talking about, Richie. Must be
France,
England.
I went with France at the start, and I know they have a poxy draw on that side of it, but I think they'll come through and get to the final.
And
Well, I'm looking forward to a France-England final. I would throw in a caveat, Germany. I've been so impressed with them. I wouldn't be surprised if they potentially could make it as well, but no, I'll stick with France and England in the final. And if it comes to that, I wouldn't rule them out.
There has to be
Take them back to
there has to be a
trophy. I wouldn't rule them out.
transformation, not just a tweak
Oh,
or a little
undoubtedly.
improvement. There has to be
Undoubtedly.
a transformation in how England play football for them to get to the final.